There have been shortstops made legendary by their wizardry, center fielders celebrated for their grace. At all points on the baseball diamond, you can find players whose acrobatics and athleticism have earned them recognition and respect. Everywhere, except one. The only man on the field who actually sets up beyond the field of play, buried beneath the tools of ignorance. He protects the base paths and he controls the game. Catcher goes to work at one of baseball's most vital and demanding positions. And certainly, it's most anonymous.
It's not a glamorous position. No one really talks about the catcher that much.
A lot of people think, we've been just back there just calling the game and catching the ball from the pitcher, but there's a lot of work the catcher's got to do. He's got to know the hitters. He's got to know his own pitchers, what he likes to throw in situations, and the catcher's got to take control of the game. He's the captain back there. These guys expect a lot from the catcher.
No one in baseball history did the job like Hall of Famer Johnny Bench. A veritable sultan of squat, Bench is famous for his power at the plate, his 389 home runs, and his 2 National League MVP awards. But what made him such a critical cog in Cincinnati's Big Red Machine was the defensive skill he displayed behind the plate. From 1968 through 1977, Bench won 10 straight Gold Glove awards.
Johnny Bench was the complete catcher.
He could hit, he could drive runs in, and he could catch. He was probably one of the best catch and throw guys of his era, or the best of his era. One of the other guys that comes to mind is Gary Carter, who had a quick release and very accurate. Carlton Fisk is another guy that was a great offensive hitter as well as a great defensive catcher.
From Pudge Fisk to Pudge Rodriguez, today's best includes some great all-around catchers. And the finest of the last 2 decades is Ivan Rodriguez. He's proved as dangerous a two-way threat as any catcher this side of the Bench era with a game-changer of a throwing arm.
Pudge Rodriguez has one of the greatest arms I have ever seen. He can throw from his knees. Faster, harder, and on target, better than any catcher I've ever seen standing up, and one of the greatest catchers defensively I have ever seen.
Then there are the defensive specialists. Above all, perhaps, a trio known as the first family of catching. Cardinals All-Star Yadier Molina has cut down nearly 50% of base stealers in his career. Along with his rocket-armed relatives Benji and Jose, catchers all, the Molinas are the only 3 brothers at any position to all have won World Series rings.
They are the guys that really hold the defense together, holds the pitching together, regardless if they hit or not. If you got a great defensive catcher, those type of players are hard to come by.
Of course, even more than a big arm, catching greatness takes brains. Which may be why 8 of the last 13 World Series champions have been managed by former catchers. Jim Leland, Joe Torre, Bob Brenly, Mike Scioscia, Jack McKeon all learned the game from a crouched perspective.
They've always been the best managers because they had that bird's eye view of what was happening on the field, what it took, and how to become a winner.